Let me say this as well. There's not going to be a vaccine to this coronavirus for another 3 years. Now, I know there are going to be drug dealers like GlaxoSmithKline and Moderna and several others that are stating that they will have a vaccine by the end of the year, and that they're running tests now and everything looks favorable. There are several things you need to keep in mind. A vaccine is a chemical cocktail that scientists in a laboratory are able to bring together certain strains of chemicals at a certain dimension mathematically, that when it encounters a virus or disease that has affected the body, that the body itself does not know how to deal with on its regular immunity system. The vaccine is injected into you into small dosage. The body learns how to fight the kind of left hook or uppercuts or blows that vaccine swings and can knock it out. That process of finding, first of all, and identifying how the germ itself, in this particular one, coronavirus or COVID-19, it is not found in normal chemical composite. And the reason why they call it a novel coronavirus is because they've never seen anything like it before. Now, the human body has miles and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of vessels and veins as a blood system, and literally billions of cells made up of atomic particles. The body is as vast in terms of its cells, its composites, its blood vessels, its corpuscles, as is the universe itself. It has major organs like the heart, the stomach, the lung, the spleens, the intestines, the brain. But then what makes up those items are literally millions of cells and atomic cells. And then and then the body learns to function and agree with everything. The heart agrees with the lungs. The brain agrees with the blood. And everything is in harmony. But if anything comes into the body, that all of those systems, as varied and myriad and as cosmic as they are, disrupts that order, the body, not a doctor, not a physician, the body then tries to discover a way to stop that particular invasion of the body. That invasion of the body is called a virus. Polio was a virus. Smallpox was a virus. AIDS is a virus. Measles is a virus. When these viruses attack that enormous hundreds of miles of blood system, the heart, the lungs, the way the lungs function, the net process, the stomach, the intestines, the veins. When something comes in and attacks that, the body doesn't call the doctor. Your body doesn't call 911. Your body calls on what it knows about the systems of health. And if it doesn't know how to fight that particular invasion that's known as a virus, it dies. What scientists and doctors do is that they look at the virus, try to identify what it is, what it does, how it attacks the various parts of the body, namely the atomical parts of the body or the cells. And, many of them attack the body by causing normal cells to multiply out of control. Cancer is a disease, not a virus, but it's a disease that causes some cells to stop functioning. It shuts down blood cells, white blood cells or red blood cells. And the more it spreads its power over the red or white blood cells, and causes them to stop functioning, you lose the strength of your body. It's called cancer. So they give you radiation to try to stop the process of the dying of your cells. They try to kill it with radiation. Doesn't always work. A virus has need, if the body doesn't know how to automatically do it, and most times it doesn't, the laboratories try to come up with something to figure it out. Now, it's taken humanity 10,000 years to get to the point of where we are in terms of our human anatomical, if you will, makeup. And if the body, after 10,000 years, doesn't know how to fight COVID-19, Donald Trump and hydroxychloroquine or any of these other drug manufacturers that are nothing more than peddlers of drugs ain't going to be able to figure it out in 6 months. I can tell you that right now. In order for a virus and a vaccine to be effective, a laboratory has to figure out something that the body that has been in existence reproducing itself for 10,000 years don't know how to fight. A man in a white lab coat with a test tube in a laboratory ain't going to be able to figure it out in 6 months. It's going to take years. I want to burst your bubble. There ain't going to be no vaccine to take care of the coronavirus. And even if they come up with one. Now, if they come up with a vaccine, it has to do several things. It has to defeat the virus, which is attacking your body, while at the same time do no harm to your brain, to your blood count, to your cells, to your lungs, to your fibrosis, to your spleen, to your stomach, to your eyes, to your breathing. It has to be able to kill off the very thing that makes some people kill off that one thing called a virus, while at the same time do not touch 10,000 other network cells of your body. It's almost impossible to come up with a vaccine. Here's the other thing that's so disappointing, but it's tribulation. In the midst of this tribulation, of this virus happening, we've got a man that serves the devil in the White House who has uber authority over all of our lives, who see this as a business opportunity. He see this virus search as a business opportunity, because whoever discovers the virus, the vaccine, is going to become a gazillionaire. Because remember, you can't just vaccinate Americans and think you've gotten rid of it. You got to have a vaccine that can vaccinate all 7 billion people of the planet, because we're all interactive all the time. So 7 billion doses, and depending on whether the stability of the dose means that you can take 1 dose and you're through, or whether you got to take 2 doses and you're through, or 3 doses, and then the stability of storing and keeping that, and the process by where you take it, whether by tablet or injection, is a gazillion-dollar business. And Trump is having orgasms about all the money he could potentially make on working with whoever it is that's going to come up with the virus or the vaccine. I told you last time you and I were together, and any reasonable thinking person know that we're not going to have a vaccine. Or somebody might come out with something synthetically by the end of the year, but it ain't going to be a vaccine. It's going to be something they're going to try to push off on you. It's going to probably do you more harm. Listen, Trump tried to push hydroxychloroquine. He tried it. He the boy lied and said he was taking it. Let me tell you something. Trump ain't been taking no hydroxychloroquine. However, I thought for just a moment he might be, because hydroxychloroquine does heal arthritis, and that boy got a bad case of it. You ever notice how Trump doesn't turn around and look like that? Trump doesn't just turn like that. He can't turn his head. He has arthritis in his back. So if he wants to look at something, doesn't turn his head, he turns his whole body. Because his body will He has arthritis. His bones has calcified in his neck and his vertebrae. And so he has to turn his whole body to look. So hydroxychloroquine, he may have taken it for arthritis purposes. Let's get back to the issue at hand here. There ain't gonna be no vaccine over the next 3 years. And what I'm saying over the next 3 years, what there potentially will be, if people don't wear a mask and do social distancing, is that there's going to be at least 3 to 20 million people dying on planet Earth because the vaccine is not forthcoming. The body is wonderful. It is an extraordinary invention of God. It's an extraordinary. I mean, the functions of the body, the blood itself, the cells, the reproduction thereof. And what I understand that this coronavirus does, this COVID-19, what it does, it attacks a cell, takes the cell hostage, just one little teeny weeny, itty bitty, of the millions of cells you got in your body. It attacks just one of them, takes that cell hostage, and then it forces that cell at gunpoint to reproduce itself over and over again. And as that cell reproduces itself, then it brings in other parts of its army, a family of viruses, and each one of them occupied. And it forces that cell to reproduce itself to tens of thousands of cells in the body. And then each one of those viruses occupy those cells. And so now you got 10,000 cells out of control. Well, that one cell has produced 10,000 cells automatically because they make it do it. And then the virus sits there, and when the body sees it, the body realizes that's abnormal, it's out of control. Your body goes into warfare, you start having fever, coughing, trying to cough it out, trying to sneeze it out, trying to sweat it out, and nothing happens. It just keeps growing. Until finally, you got such a massive growth of outlaw cells that the body dies. To discover what the body itself has not discovered in 10,000 years of viruses. If you're sitting out there thinking there's going to be one in 3 months, you're crazy. Then I thought you. But let me go back to my point. It would have been something else if we'd had a president or leader of our nation who was not so bent on making money, saw everything as an opportunity to make money. That this is a money maker for him. And perhaps we could at least get the truth. But no, that is not the issue. The issue is this, is that people are going to continue to die. And you notice that they're dying in America faster than they're dying in place else. Only 320 some deaths in South Korea with 55 million people. We got 100,000 deaths starting at the same time with the first death in March in America. And we got 350 million people. We got 6 times more people than they do. But the number of deaths because South Korea did exactly what I said. Everybody put on a mask. Everybody do social distancing, lockdown. Don't open up schools. Don't open up the churches. Now, I know Jesus can protect you, but he can also protect you. He can give you wisdom, and you don't tempt him. Don't open up schools. Don't open up the churches. And I'm telling y'all, don't go outdoors if you don't have to. Don't go. Do not go out except for the most essential, because you got crazy people out there. And for once in my life, I'm glad to be living in New York. I thank God I'm not living in Atlanta or in Jacksonville or in Dallas or Houston. I thank God I'm not living there with these crazy ass rednecks who won't wear a mask. I thank God these people, they're crazy. In New York, just about everybody got a mask except poor people. That's going to be my next subject when I come back. You're listening to the Manning Report, everybody. There will be no vaccine. Yes, we have no vaccine. We have no vaccine today. But yes, we can wear a mask. We can wear a mask today. Yes, we have no vaccine. We have no vaccine today. Yes, we have social distancing. We have social distancing today. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I am he. I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.